Hmm. Whoa, kinda dark in here. Well, there's Nimona. Pneumonia. Hello, Union. Arvin said there'd be tons of strong Pokemon, so here I am. Once she heard she'd get to battle awesome Pokemon, she was here in a second. You're an annoying little pest at the academy, but I guess you could come in handy for this. Spoken like a guy who wants to get beaten in a battle. But more importantly, why is it so dark, and where are the awesome Pokemon? Yeah, it is weird that the lights are off. Last time I was here, the electricity was up and running, but now... Well, now the lights are on. But why? I turned them on. Seems like they were on power saving mode. I hacked into the system controls and overrode the settings. Ooh. Oh, it's you, the kid with the fluffy Eevee bag. I guess? My name's Penny. Well, hey, we never got to actually talk. I'm Nimona. I'm in Class 1A. You must be some kind of tech whiz. Do you like Pokemon battling too? You talk, like, way too much. The director introduced us. When you need someone good with tech, she's a no-brainer. Anyway, Penny here has also agreed in a second when she heard it was to help Julian. I'm not really the adventuring type, but I owe you, Julian, and I pay my debts. She's surprisingly old-fashioned like that. And of course everyone knows me, Arvin. My loves include my Mapostiff and cooking and biometric identification in progress. Hello, Julian. I've been expecting you. And it seems you've gathered a group of formidable allies as well. Sorry, who are you? That's my dad. Probably. What? That's Professor Turo? Nimona, student ID number 805C001, and Penny, student ID number 803B121. I thank you for coming. Of course, Professor. Oh my gosh, it's such an honor to meet you in person. I mean, maybe not in person exactly. Arvin, did you, tell your dad about us? When would I have done that? To begin with, I'd like to ask you all to make your way down into the great crater of Paldea. You can reach the lower chamber using the elevator you see to your right. Dad? Please proceed below. Are they not on good terms? Must not be. What does this door go? Shutter on the side doesn't seem like it'll open. Perhaps it's broken. Fine. Sure, he used to be really famous. Everyone knew who he was, but he hasn't been in the media in, like, ages. Guess we better proceed below, as requested. I wonder if the professor is any good at Pokemon battling. Of course, the battle-crazed trainer. Battle-crazed pneumonia. It's a sickness, you see. Here's everybody showing up. Biometric identification in progress. Identities confirmed. Access granted to lower level. Ooh, it opened for us automatically. Not quite. Looks to me like someone's controlling this thing remotely. Once you step through, you will be above Area 0. Luyon, you have brought Maridon with you. Nope. Left him at the Pokemon Center. I thank you for bringing it with you on your many adventures. If you utilize Maridon's gliding capabilities, you should be able to descend into the depths to reach Area 0. What? Isn't there, like, an elevator or something? And wait, did you say Maridon can fly? When you reach the bottom, I will get in touch once again. I hope your trip is uneventful. Railroading people into stuff, just like always. Can't wait to see what Pokemon live down in Area 0. Let's go. Um, one person on the ride-on at a time? That girl, is she, like, incapable of fear, or what? I guess we better go too. My finger itches. Julian, ready for the worst? Here we go. Good, that's all we needed to hear. Get out that Pokemon of yours and we'll be off. Be right on, if you so please. I went skydiving. Oh, it's scared. What's the matter with it? Scared of heights? That's what I'd say. Well, no wonder. You don't need to be scared if we go together. How does that logic work? What about Ruleon? Get on. Can I be? Thank you. This is where the fun begins. Beautiful, at least. Things still taking their sweet time to load in. I guess that's where we get back up. Nimona? And now I'm back here again. I think I might have died once or twice there. Oh, he's scared. It's okay, bud. Oh, went back into the Pokeball. It chose to go back into its ball. It's probably just hungry or something. No, I don't think that's it. Wait a second, where's the student council girl? She's off battling something. What? She's gone. You don't think she... Everyone, you have to see this. Saria Zero is amazing. Pokemon. Come on already. I guess your ability would be own tempo, huh? I get it. Biometric identification in progress. 4 humans identified. Condition satisfactory. Vital signs all within normal range. It appears you were able to make the descent without being harmed. Yeah, sure, smooth sailing. Who could possibly complain about a landing like that? That is good. I had concerns you might fail, given the crudeness of the only available access method. I think your dad's sarcasm detector needs fixing. Ah, you were worried about us? That's so sweet. You should now make your way to me at the Zero Lab in the deepest part of Area Zero. However, the entrance to the lab is barred by 4 locks installed on the exterior, which I cannot unlock. That's a design flaw. 4 locks. On your way to me, you must visit 4 research stations that were constructed inside the crater. At each station, you will be able to disable one of the locks. Do so as you make your way down. I hope you succeed. Yes, let's disable the 4 locks and get into that lab. Sounds kind of video gamey when you say it out loud, huh? Funny you should mention that. Come on, time to find our way to the deepest part of Area Zero. And... poof, they're gone. Oh, nope. They're going. Oh, they're walking with me. That's nice. This is weird, and I bet the map's not gonna... yeah, the map's not gonna have anything. music, though. So this is the inside of the Great Crater of Paldea, Area 0. It feels different just from seeing it in our textbooks. It's so intense. Normally we'd never be able to get in here to begin with. Well, where'd Miraidon go? Seems like it got spooked by something. It's hiding in its ball. That's not good. Can we even get back up to the surface without it? Should be alright. Last time I was here, I caught a flying taxi out of the crater. They always come through. If you're... Professor, he's down here. I can't read that fast, guys! I'm a puffy for anyway. Come on, you two. This is an adventure. Let's have a good time. There was something in the waterfall. Oh, that's hard. Arvin, get back here. Yes, fresh water. That makes sense. I'm behind the waterfall now. Nice. Ooh, let me through. Gosh, dang it. How come they can walk perfectly fine, but I'm stuck here? There's a Corviknight. Arthur and whatnot. So I have no map of the area. I have no Miraidon, so I can't just climb around. I need to figure out what I'm doing on my own here. It's funny, how'd you wind up friends with Rulan anyway? Well, I guess he just really came through for me when I needed him. Everything was going off the rails. School was a mess, and my friendships, well, ditto. Rulan was a big help getting, so I helped you out too while he was tackling all the gyms. That's awesome. What about you then, Nimona? Willie and I are classmates, neighbors back home too. And plus I said he should aim to be a champion and he did it. What? That's wild. Hold it right there, you two. You think you're cool? So compared to what our friendship's on another level. Nobody asks you, stop trying to flex on us. That's funny. Well, there's one lab. Oh, it's not gonna let me. There we go. Nice. Oh, I bet that's what we're looking for. Am I gonna have to fight some massive Pokemon for each one? That must be one of the buildings the professor was talking about. Oh yeah, what are they called? Radish rations? Research stations. Well, I was close. Not even. Wow, you have such great memory, Penny. What's great is my common sense compared to you lot, apparently. The heck is that? Hey, the champion had one of those. Dull battle? It's definitely not a Titan Pokemon, so it shouldn't be too difficult to deal with. I don't remember what its typing is, though. Ground is super effective, and so is Psychic and Water. Well, Flower Trick it is. And Rockruff, if you so please. Oh. Toxic Debris. That's fine. This battle's as good as over anyways. Unless it randomly terrestrializes. Easy peasy. Are there going to be a lot more of these rare Pokemon down here, you think? I think that was something. Please, you got no idea how terrifying Area 0 really is. Wow, patronizing much? Easy, you two. Let's just head inside the research station. Can I go now? I'm trying to speedrun this. Not really. Gwinnett Crystal. Gang's still following me. Pichu Fur. Bright Powder. Lower... I didn't see what that was. That said... There's a bed. Restore Pokemon. Oh, are these ancient ruins? Look far too recent for that. It appears you have reached your first research station without incident. This facility was constructed 87 years ago as a way station for those surveying Area 0. So that's why there's a bed. Looks like we can use this place to rest up if we need to. If you would be so kind as to disable the first lock in the lab using that central panel. I feel like Penny should be the one to do that, but... You're the professor, better press it. Lock disabled. 3 of the 4 locks are still active. Well done. Please continue your efforts at the remaining research stations. I feel like I'm going to have to battle him. Like, leader of Team Rocket style, like, battle. He doesn't seem like... This is seeming like a trap. Like, maybe I shouldn't be helping him. We determined that this energy crystallization is linked to the being we call... The interlocking hexagonal plates that comprise shell must somehow cause this phenomenon, which I've dubbed terrestrializing. Thanks to my prototype Terra Orb, I secured corporate funding for my research and made a laboratory in the lighthouse near Cabo Poco. Resume my study... Someday, though, I'll return to the crater and resume my study of these crystals. Oh, what's this? Where would you like to go? Never mind. Oh, that's the way out. Or a way out, at least. Well, let's get moving. To the next lab. That dialogue goes by way too fast. The second research station, about time, too. Maybe if I turn the text speed down, I'll actually have time to read that. Phew, let's head in and take a breather. I thought you'd have a bit more stamina, student council girl. I'm just full of surprises. That wasn't a compliment, you know. Incoming. Hey, look, a Delibird. It's good to see some nice familiar Pokemon down here, too. That's not your normal Delibird. Oh my gosh, so cute. Careful, it might be hostile. Delibird. Time to battle. That's gonna be flying steel? Because it's metal? I don't know. Iron Bundle. Ooh. Yeah. I'll hit it with a Play Rough because grass isn't going to be very effective. Wow, it's not attacking me. Oh, that's not good. That's very not good. At least I go first. Let's finish this. Like, I can't see my Pokemon. That hurt a lot. Seriously, what was that? Darn thing scared me half to death. It was definitely kind of mechanical looking for a Delibird, wasn't it? No kidding. Come on, let's get inside already. One more jump scare like that and I'm done for. Lego. Let me go. Thank you. Station 2. Hopefully I didn't skip one. I don't think I can climb back up. Well, this looks pretty much like the same as the first research station. Seems like wild Pokemon don't come in here. We should be safe to catch our breath. Hey, seriously, what's with this place? That Pokemon. I've been wondering about that myself. I think maybe that Pokemon was one of these? Huh? What's that book? Monsters of Area Zero. As we descended further into Area Zero, we began to catch glimpses of mysterious Pokemon. Though we wondered if these compact, cruel beasts were indeed Pokemon at all. One of our team suffered a brutal blow from such a beast and was mortally wounded, forcing us to retreat for a time. A member of the survey team captured this photograph by chance. I noticed a passing resemblance to Pokemon known as Donphan, yet differences such as its texture and the way it moves suggest it's biologically separate, to say nothing of its shreds of iron. Monsters of Area Zero. So they aren't actually Pokemon. I don't really know. What do you think? I don't think they're regular Pokemon. Maybe. They definitely do look different, at least. And I've never seen any of them in a Pokédex either. I suppose the time has come for an explanation. Professor, some of the life forms that you see residing now within Area Zero are future Pokemon that lived in a distant day we have yet to see. Future Pokemon? What? That's awesome. Oh, come on. There's no way that's possible. The Zero Lab, where I am located, contains a time machine. It summons the future Pokemon to this place. So the thing my dad spent forever researching down here, he actually got it working? Indeed, though the cost was catastrophic. The cost? But a time machine? You mean you can actually travel to and from the future? It's theoretically possible to travel to the future. However, for beings such as a human, it would not be possible to return to the present. Well, that's horrifying. Dad, why did you call us here to Area Zero? Marvin, if possible, I would like us to speak when we can meet face to face. It will be easier for you to understand once you can see the situation for yourself. Now then, Leon, please use the central panel here and disable another lock on my lab. Again, seems like kind of a design flaw, but I'm just gonna keep doing it. You heard the professor, better press it. Lock disabled. 2 of 4 locks are still active. Well done. Please continue your efforts at the remaining research stations. Hey, Leon. You know that book you told me to bring? I think it's got something to do with this place, or more like everything to do with this place. But I'm not the one he expects to fix whatever all this is. You are. I think you should be the one to carry it. Take care of it for me, okay, Rulian? What do we got? At last I can resume work on the Terra project. I'll move my research to the Zero Lab this month. My team will be smaller, but no matter. The strong influence of the crystals makes our experiments much more unstable. The crystal's power is tremendous. Their unstable output made our corporate backers fret, but if we can harness this energy, it will open up research possibilities we had only dreamed of. At last, paradise will be ours to create. That doesn't seem ominous, and really making me think that he's a bad guy still. Turo is going to be the main villain. Alright, here we go. On to the next one. Alright, another research station. The one that probably hurt Mabostif is a steel fairy type. Nice, we get to chill for a minute. Something's gonna jump out at us again, 100% guaranteed. Oh, Penny, such a worrywart. No. Huh? Ah, an Iron Treads. See? See? Wait a sec, that's just like that Titan Pokemon we saw. So it was a future Pokemon all along. Well, you battled one of these before, Arvin? It looks seriously strong. Yeah, well, Lily and I are old pros when it comes to Titans. Leave this to us. Easy. Right. Really, Mabastiff? What's it called? Scovillain would have been a better choice. Either way, Bitter Blade to end this instantly. Or not. Fire Fang, wow. Go Mabastiff. I didn't even know he had that. Cool. Triple level up. Nice. Cerulean Edge wants to learn the move Flare Blitz. Ooh. Flare Blitz? Let's see. Cloak the Self of Fire charges the target into inflict damage to the user quite a lot and may leave the target with a burn. Oof. That hurts. But, I'm thinking Flame Charge. See that? Victory's ours. Maybe the one we saw when we were searching out the Herba Mystic came down here. You two got to meet one of these Pokemon just before our creator get-together? Jealous. If we got things from the literal future roaming around Paldea, that's a major problem. Isn't Professor Turo doing anything to keep him under control? How could he let this happen? Guess we're about to find out. Yeah, right, because it's not like oh-so-brilliant Professor Turo ever messes up. Come on, Releon, let's get to that research station. Finish the cutscene, please. Thank you. Wow, there's only one book this time. And made it into the station number 3. How are you doing after all that walking and battling and whatnot? Anyone need a rest? I could. You feeling rough, Penny? Oh, no, it's not that. I've just been thinking ever since the professor mentioned that time machine. Pokemon here in Era Zero came to our time from the future, right? So what about Miraidon? Isn't it pretty likely that it's also one of those future Pokemon? Right. Huh? I think you're onto something. It's kind of giving off future vibes. It's even its name sounds future-y. Wait a sec, I totally forgot. Hey, Arvin, you had Miraidon's ball, and you told us about its forms in the first place. You must know something about it, right? You still remember that from way back? No wonder you're everybody's little star pupil. Guess I got no choice then but to tell you what I know. That Pokemon, Miraidon that is, was found by my dad when he was working on his time machine. I believe it would be best for me to take over the explanations at this point. Professor, Miraidon, which I entrusted to Releon, no you didn't, was the first Pokemon that was successfully retrieved from the future by the time machine. Seriously? Through analysis of its genetic makeup as well as its behavioral patterns, I came to realize that what I had discovered was in fact a futuristic form of Silazar, the Pokemon commonly ridden in this region. Well, that makes sense, I guess. They do look alike. Many other Pokemon also came to this place from across the boundaries of time, but I was never able to bring them over more than 2 specimens of Miraidon. Huh, you mean there's another one around here somewhere? What if they're family? The other one could still be somewhere in Area Zero, waiting to finally be reunited with our Miraidon. That's unlikely. A heartwarming family reunion? Exactly. Imagine just how thrilled they'll be if we can get the family back together after all this time. That's probably not it. Family, huh? Yeah, that sounds nice. If we could proceed, Releon, please disable the next lock using the central panel there. Again, I really don't trust this guy anymore. I've successfully brought more and more future Pokemon into our time since the first one. I'm so close to creating a world like the one in the book, a paradise where we three can live happily together forever. I must make it real. Our time machine research has yielded a triumph, a Pokemon from the distant future. I've named it Miraidon. I was expecting one new life to treasure, but what fortune to be blessed with this gift as well. I'll push the button after resting. You never know, there could be a second battle. Alright, one more lock. Well done. Only one remains now. Please continue on to the final research station. I'm really not liking this, but kinda have no choice here. Whoa, what happened? This place is a mess. Looks like something went berserk in here. Yeah, but what? Hello, children. Professor, you scared us. I'm sorry. Why is everything in here all busted up? I'm sorry. Hello, children. Come again? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hello, children. Hello, hello. What the heck? Stop that, you're creeping us out. Hello, children, children. Initiating restart. Professor must be having some weird connection problems or something, huh? Or maybe it's not the professor at all. It's fake. Well, it was definitely weird, at least. Almost like, I don't know. If you meant it as a joke, it wasn't funny. I got goosebumps and all. The professor isn't actually the professor. It's a robot, or an android, or some kind of AI that's gone rogue, and it needs us to release it. My new assistant has intellect and technical skills to rival my own. A bit rigid at times, but I've got no serious complaints. Productivity has doubled. We even brought in a second Miraidon via the machine, though this one has proved aggressive. I need more people, more time. That woman walked out not long after the boy was born. I need another set of hands, but could they be trusted? And how long would it take them to even understand? If only there were two of me. Did I call it, or did I call it? All locks disabled. Hello? Can you hear me now? Please forgive my previous transmission. There seems to be some signal interference. That's not what that was. What do you mean, Arvin? The locks have all been disabled at last. Please make your way now to the Zero Lab, which lies at the very bottom of Area 0. Something tells me I know exactly what Arvin's getting onto. That's not the real Turo. Well, all the locks have been disabled. Have we finally reached the deepest part? We made it. Ready to see if those legends of treasure down here are for real? Yeah, right. That's just the fluff they write to fill the textbooks. Hello, children. You've done well to make it here. The structure you see before you is the Zero Lab. That's where you are, right, Professor? But wait, why does it look like the whole place is being swallowed up by crystals? Crystals here in Area 0 possess a particular energy. This energy can alter the functions of living things and optimize the performance of machinery. It's the same energy that allows Pokemon to terrestrialize. So this entire building's been terrestrialized. Is that what you're saying? Don't be silly, Arvin. The professor implied something important about Terra Orbs just now. They're made from the crystals down here in Area 0, aren't they? Indeed, though not many know it. Since you have disabled all 4 locks, the gate at the Zero Lab should now open for you, but once you open the gate, you will quickly be confronted with the dangerous Pokemon inside. They will likely make a break for freedom. That sounds like a problem. With the 4 of you working together, you should be able to best them. Prepare yourselves well, then open the gate. You got me and Really on here. Doesn't matter what we're up against, we'll be fine. Well, then that puts all my worries to rest. Alright. This is where the fun begins, I guess. I wonder if I'll be able to catch any of these guys. Open the gate. Open the gates! Hold it. Oh, why are we finally on... Why? We're finally on the cusp of getting on into the lab. Look, if it's true that a bunch of really dangerous Pokemon might come at us, then shouldn't we also have Miraidon help? Yeah, if Miraidon were like how we first saw it in the Inlet Grotto, that'd be a huge help. I want to see it battle. Huh, but it hasn't even wanted to let us ride it ever since we came down to Area 0. And it can't enter its battle form in the first place. But it's really strong, I know it is. It ate all those Herba Mystica we found too. When it really matters, I'm sure it'll fight. And Area 0 is where it used to live. If you bring it out of its ball now, maybe it'll be able to find its family too, right? That's pretty sensible by your standards, Arvin. I don't know. Go on, Leon. Let Miraidon out. I don't... Sure. Alright, come on, Leon. Now that we've got Miraidon ready, it's time to open that gate. I don't like this. But here we go. Huh. There's the other Miraidon. The rather aggressive one. Family reunion, it's happening. No way. No, something's not right. Oh, scaredy boy. Huh? What's wrong? Are you bummed that your heartwarming family reunion got cut off so quickly? That definitely wasn't heartwarming. Are you joking? There was nothing heartwarming about it. We were this close to getting caught up in a nasty brawl. Wait, for real? Just look at Miraidon. Poor thing's terrified. Guess that other one isn't exactly its pal. Yeah, that other Pokemon was giving off some real bad vibes. Not that you should worry a thing about any of that. Once we get you back into your battle form, I'm sure you'll be going to go toe to toe against that jerk. If you want to. Sorry, guess that doesn't really help, huh? Do you think that other Miraidon was one of the dangerous Pokemon the professor warned us to watch out for? But didn't the professor say the dangerous Pokemon would come out from inside? I mean, from inside the gate we just... opened. Triple battle. 4v3, let's go. Oh. We're surrounded. And it's pretty obvious they're not here to roll out a friendly welcome map. No way we can handle this many. And don't tell me they're all future Pokemon. We got a little disaster on our hands here. Look, even that fellow is really ready to bail. I guess it's my turn. I've been waiting. Come on, Leon, let's do this together. Horde battle, let's go. Oh, I should have used the other one. Ha! Rapid Spin doesn't affect me. Because I'm Ghost type. $5,000 XP. Holy cow. Garchomp wants to learn the move Sandstorm. Yes, please. No. Bubby wants to learn the move Solar Blade. What is that? And why does it sound so cool? Wow, they're strong. Now this is a worthwhile challenge. I'm glad you're on our side, but you're still really annoying when you say stuff like that. Why are they coming at me? Leon, help me out here. Iron Palm? Iron Hands. Flare Blitz. It's not steel. Or maybe it is steel, but its other typing is, yeah, strong against fire. Electric. That's not right. Also, Psycho Cut. If Psychic type is super effective, Psycho Cut is going to be very effective. And then there's the Hydra again. Ugh, the future must be terrifying. Rawr. Oh no, they're running away. Yeah, and? If those Pokemon get out, we're gonna have a gigantic mess on our hands. We gotta go after him, Penny. Why me? Wait! God, hold on, Nomona. Why do I get to the feeling you're enjoying all this? Hope the two of you can handle their part. At least the crowd's been thinned out now. I guess it's up to us to deal with what's left. Let's go for this strong-looking one first. Dragon type. Steel Dragon. This is going to be interesting. Oh, fire's not going to be very effective. I don't have any ice type attacks. Bitter Blade is going to have normal effectiveness. Psycho Cut. Ha! I don't have items. Psychic type doesn't affect it, huh? Fairy super effective. I'll take those heals, please. It's not much, but it's something. Getting a crap ton of XP out of these things, though. See, the power of friendship had us perfectly in sync. All thanks to our Titan hunting together. Still scared, huh? You're worried you might have to face that other one of your kind? Well then, let me take on some of the burden. These stragglers should be nothing. Me and Mapastiff here can take them. Barf. So, Leon, you take your partner there and go take care of business. Got it. Glad you see you got some faith in us at last. Nabasif can't wait to battle either. Yeah, that teethy grin. Right on. You really ruined my whole childhood, you know. But it's not like seeing you cowering and scared out of your wits makes you feel any better about it. You've got amazing powers, if you just use them. And you've got us too, so don't you even think about losing to that jerk. Be brave, stand up and fight. How's my team? I want Pursley at the helm now. This is where the fun begins.